Imagine a house so isolated that if you screamed, no one would hear you. It is March 1922. We are in the deep Bavarian countryside of Germany, at a farmstead known as Hinterkaifeck. Surrounded by dense, dark forests, the Gruber family lived a quiet, solitary life. They were wealthy, but reclusive. The father, Andreas Gruber, his wife, Kazilia, their widowed daughter, Victoria, and her 2 children, 7-year-old Kazilia and little baby Joseph. They had no idea that someone was watching them from the edge of the woods. Days before the tragedy, the farm began to feel wrong. It started with the maid. She abruptly quit her job, running from the house in terror, claiming that Hinterkaifeck was haunted. She told the neighbors she heard strange voices and footsteps in the attic at night. After she left Andreas, the father found something chilling. He discovered a newspaper from the city of Munich hidden in the house. No one in the family had bought it. Even stranger, the set of house keys went missing. And then, the most terrifying sign of all, fresh footprints in the snow, leading out of the thick forest, walking straight to machine room lock. But there were no footprints leading back. Despite the strange occurrences, life had to go on. On Friday, March 31st, a new maid arrived. Her name was Maria Baumgartner. She was 44 years old, kind, and looking for work. Her sister walked her to the farm that afternoon, said goodbye, and left Maria to settle in. Maria unpacked her bags, prepared the evening meal, and got ready for her first night at Hinterkaifeck. She didn't know it would be her coffin. As night fell, a storm began to brew outside, masking any sound of what was about to happen. The sequence of events reconstructed by police is the stuff of nightmares. One by one, the 4 adult members of the family were lured from the warm kitchen into the freezing cold barn. First the father, then the wife, then the daughter, and finally the young granddaughter. In the darkness of the barn, they were struck down instantly. The weapon was a mattock, a heavy pickaxe used for digging roots. The killers stacked their bodies on top of each other, covering them with hay. But the horror didn't end in the barn. The killer walked into the house, climbed the stairs, and murdered the new maid in her bed, and finally, the 2-year-old baby Joseph, sleeping in his crib. This is where the story defies logic. After killing 6 people, the murderer didn't flee. He stayed. For 4 days, the house remained occupied. Neighbors saw smoke rising from the chimney. The cattle in the barn were fed regularly. Someone went into the kitchen, cut bread and sausage, and ate meals while the family lay dead just meters away. The killer slept in their beds. He lived among his victims, calm and unbothered, before finally disappearing into the forest forever. The bodies were discovered 4 days later by a mechanic who came to fix an engine. He found the farm dog tied up and barking nervously. When the police arrived, they found a scene frozen in time. More than 100 suspects were questioned, neighbors, vagrants, and even potential lovers, but no one was ever charged. To add a final layer of horror, the victims' heads were removed by investigators to be sent to psychics in Munich, and were later lost during the chaos of World War II. The headless bodies of Hinterkaifeck remain buried in a plot nearby. Who was the person in the attic? And why did they feed the cattle after the slaughter? Let us know your theory in the comments.